Hello, Keisha West here. Welcome to Embracing Our Men. If this is your first time catching any content that I've created for Embracing Our Men, I just kind of wanted to give you all an overview of what this channel is about. Well, so my background is law enforcement. I was a law enforcement officer for 21 years. I've worked anywhere from the prison system, the jail system. I was a probation officer and a parole officer. So I have pretty much worked with offenders from the time they got locked up, booking them in, to housing, all the way to going to prison, getting out of prison, and trying to cope with things on the back when they were released and back into the community. While I was there, I just felt the need to be able to provide some resources to those repeat offenders to help them kind of navigate life out after incarceration so they would not continue to re-enter the system. However, as a law enforcement officer, my ability to do that was pretty much limited without it become, like personal dealings. I had to kind of put a cap on the help that I was able to provide. So now that I'm no longer a law enforcement officer and I'm an entrepreneur working, solely on my own, I figured this would be a great opportunity for me to, feel that passion that I had to be able to help those offenders after incarceration. So this is pretty much what Embracing Our Men about. This group is really about. It's also really close to my heart because my father, I lost him to the criminal justice system where he was incarcerated for 21 years as well. And just being able to, see the challenges that he's having with trying to navigate life after incarceration, I felt like this would be a great opportunity for me to connect with other people who may be going through those same challenges. So that's pretty much what Embracing Our Men is about. I'm here to connect with other people who may have a hard time navigating life after incarceration. Also to connect with their loved ones who may be having a challenging time working with them. So I really haven't created like a whole system of how this is going to flow. I'm just kind of coming on here naturally talking, hoping to be able to, provide some insight to you all. You all can share your feedback and we'll just go from there and see how this thing work out. But what I did want to talk about today was just simply talking about the challenges of life after incarceration. So I did kind of jot down some things. I am a note taker, y'all. So I'm going to be looking at my notes. But I want to kind of stay on topic so it can kind of flow smoothly. But I just want you all to kind of think from someone who's been incarcerated and they're coming back into society. That is a lot of pressure. It's really a lot of pressure. They have to think about the people they may have hurt, wondering are they forgiven? A lot of time people go in, some of them come out the same. I will be totally honest with you. Some of them come out the same way they went in. But for the most part, some of them do come out with a renewed mind and want to do better, want to do things better. But when they come out, there's already a stigma on them that they've been incarcerated, for one. People tend to look at them differently or less than. They are discriminated against. So just imagine having to come back into society. For the most part, you pretty much lost a lot of the things that you had before you went in. And then having to come out and have that stigma on you. There's like a society that has a really big stigma on people who has been incarcerated. That tends to have them worrying and wondering about their self-worth. Like, is it even worth it to try to get out here and be productive? That's a lot. Okay, outside of that, think about the employment difficulties that they may have. So, as a business owner, I can see how you want to get the best candidate for the job. So, I can see where, on both ends, it can be challenging to hire people who have been offenders, but also as an offender going out to search for a job and having to put that arrest or conviction on their application. But it all depends on the mindset. So if you are a business owner and you're looking to employ those people who have been, incarcerated, you do want to kind of dig deeper into that background, kind of have a more one-on-one conversation with them so you can kind of get a feel for them, to kind of feel them out if you do believe in giving second chances. But on the offender side, just going in there applying for a job, knowing that they're going to ask you for your background, that is like intimidating. And a lot of times people don't even want to deal with it. So they'll just, get money. They tend to go back to their old habits and get money the way that they used to get money. Or perhaps start finding another way to get money if, they was not getting money illegally in the first place. But yeah, the employment difficulties. Also, housing issues. If you say that you was living out on your own before you went into incarceration, but now that you're out, let's say you had to do a year, pretty much, most of the time you're going to be lost your housing. So you have to, first of all, get out here, look for a job to earn income to be able to get housing. Outside of that, the renters, now they're wanting to see your background. So that's a whole nother hindrance to you. That's a lot, you all. That is a lot. So just being able to be released from jail, come out into society, try to get a job, housing. You have no money to start if you haven't, had any support while you was in there. It's a lot. So just coming back into society, wanting to get housing. There are some programs, I do want to make that known, and I'm going to have a list of resources. I'm in Georgia, so the list that I'm going to provide is going to be for Georgia. But there are some housing assistance programs for offenders. Like I said, I'll attach that list to the bottom of this video. So there are some resources, but a lot of resources are tailored to women and children. So that's why I decided to really work with those men, because there are not a lot of resources for them. So I'm definitely going to be diving deeper into seeing how I can help them on that side. But the housing issues, and then think about rebuilding relationships.